Ah, the 70s, time of bell-bottoms, disco balls, and beauty trends so bold they made your grandma clutch her pearls. Back then, the fashion was fierce, the music was loud, and beauty was a little weird. People were experimenting. If it sparkled, frosted, or glowed under the sun, someone was wearing it. But here's the funny thing about the 70s. So many beauty trends that were mocked at first ended up becoming iconic. You know, the kind of looks people side-eyed at first, then magically couldn't live without. Today, we're looking at 10 wild 70s beauty trends that nobody liked at first, but ended up changing the beauty game. And spoiler alert, some of these are still influencing beauty routines right now. Let's get into it. Number 1. Eyebrows plucked into pencil-thin perfection. Back in the early 70s, brows were barely there. Like, blink and you'll miss them. People were plucking their eyebrows into skinny little lines, and honestly, most folks thought it looked strange. Too severe, too artificial, and definitely not everyone's cup of tea. But then, Hollywood starlets like Diana Ross and Donna Summer started rocking the look, and suddenly, pencil-thin brows were high fashion. People realized that thin brows gave the face a dramatic, doll-like frame. Plus, with all that lid space left behind, it was the perfect canvas for bold eyeshadow. The disco era called for vibrant eye makeup, and to make those colors pop, eyebrows took a backseat. They were plucked into thin, barely there arches. Of course, not everyone pulled it off. Some folks looked permanently surprised. But hey, beauty's about expression, and back then, thin was in. Number 2. Electric blue eyeshadow. Show-stopping blue eyeshadow was a statement in the 70s. If you wore eye makeup, it had better be that bright, icy, electric blue or nothing at all. At first, people said it looked clownish. Why would you want blue on your eyes? They asked. Critics argued it was too flashy, but makeup lovers knew better. They didn't care about subtlety. It was about disco lights bouncing off your eyelids while Staying Alive blasted in the background. When magazines started splashing it across centerfolds and Debbie Harry flaunted it, blue shadow became the look. It brought drama, it brought disco, and boom, blue eyeshadow was everywhere. The masses soon followed suit, and electric blue eyeshadow became a symbol of fun. Today, we still see echoes of it on runways. Proof that sometimes the bolder, the better. Number 3. Sun and hair lightener. In the 70s, everyone wanted natural highlights. Enter Sun and Hair Lightener, the miracle in a bottle that promised golden highlights without the price of a salon visit. For a generation that worshipped beachy vibes, Sun In was the perfect product. When these quirky little bottles first hit the shelves, total skepticism. People said it smelled weird, made hair dry, and sometimes turned it orange. And honestly, it kinda did. But then came summer, and curious teens started spritzing it before heading to the pool. Lo and behold, sun-kissed strands started showing up. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but it gave you beachy, bleached-out locks with zero effort. No bleach, no stylist, just sunshine and a bottle of lemony mist. Sun In made DIY glam a thing. Even if your highlights were a little brassy, they still screamed cool girl in July, and that was enough for most. If the 70s had a signature lip, it was the frosted pale pink and icy silver lipsticks. Frosted lipstick was basically lip gloss with an attitude. The idea of wearing metallic lips seemed downright alien at first. People thought it made their mouths look like they had just eaten popsicles. Or worse, like you had frostbite. But it was the 70s. Subtlety had left the chat. Once makeup counters caught on, frost became the finish of choice. It caught the light perfectly on the dance floor and looked fantastic in flash photography. Models wore it, disco queens loved it, and soon everyone else followed. Today we might call it retro or Y2K, but back then it was just fierce. If you've enjoyed this video so far, kindly like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Up next, we've got baby oil tanning, feathered hair, and a little something called sea breeze that'll take you way back. Number 5. Baby oil tanning. Sunscreen? Never heard of her. In the 1970s, it was all about getting as brown and bronzed as possible. And how did people make that happen? 2 words. Baby oil. Yep. Instead of blocking UV rays, people invited them. Folks would rub oil all over themselves and bake like human rotisserie chickens. Slathering on baby oil turned your skin into a literal magnifying glass for the sun. If you were feeling fancy, you used jojoba oil, and some even mixed in iodine for an extra boost. The goal? A deep golden tan that screamed, "I've been lying in Malibu all week," even if you were just at the community pool. Now, at first, dermatologists and cautious moms everywhere freaked out. "You'll burn," they said, and they weren't wrong. And beauty magazines pushed the glow narrative hard. And once you saw those glossy ads of women bronzed to perfection, baby oil sales soared. Was it safe? No. Was it effective? Absolutely. Did it smell weird? A little bit, yeah. The trend birthed the tanning oils of today, but thankfully, most come with SPF now. We've evolved. Number 6, the wedge haircut. You want to talk about a bold chop? Let's talk the wedge. In 1976, Olympic figure skater Dorothy Hamill twirled her way into America's heart. She was sporting a sleek, angular, geometric haircut that nobody had seen before. The back was short and stacked, the sides framed the face just right, and the movement, oh, the movement. At first, hairstylists were shook. Too sharp, they said. Too boyish. But women saw Dorothy skate with that hair bouncing perfectly and said, "Actually, I want that." Suddenly, the wedge was the haircut. Moms, teens, even TV stars wanted in. Girls rushed to salons begging for the Hamill. It was low maintenance, sporty, and cool. You didn't need curlers or rollers. All you needed was confidence and maybe a little hairspray. Even today, the sharp bob style pops up in modern cuts. Number 7, Sea Breeze Astringent. Oh, Sea Breeze, the blue liquid that stung like betrayal but made your pores scream in gratitude. When Sea Breeze hit shelves, people weren't sure what to think. The smell was strong, and when you wiped it on your face with a cotton pad, you knew it was working because it kind of hurt. Still, people kept buying it. Why? Because nothing else made your skin feel that clean. After one swipe, your face felt like it had gone through a car wash. It tingled, it tightened, and it left you with that squeaky matte finish that was peak 70s skin goals. For teens battling breakouts and oily skin, Sea Breeze felt like redemption. Over time, even the skeptics gave in. They couldn't resist the satisfying sting. Was it stripping the skin barrier? Probably, but in the 70s, we called that deep cleansing. Number 8, feathered hair. Feathered hair was the crown jewel of 70s glam. Long, voluminous, brushed away from the face in perfect swooping layers. And who do we thank? The icon Farrah Fawcett. When Charlie's Angels premiered in 1976, Farrah's blonde, voluminous, bouncy layers stole the show. At first, people weren't sure. Is that a blowout? A mullet? What is this shape, they wondered. Although Farrah made it look effortless, feathered hair wasn't an easy look. You needed a blow dryer, a round brush, and the patience of a saint. At first, many said, "Too much work, I'll pass." But once you nailed it, oh honey, you were a whole shampoo commercial. Feathered hair gave a bounce, body, and a little flirt in every flip. The flipped out wings and golden shine quickly converted folks. This hairstyle had a vibe all its own. Since then, feathered styles have come back again and again. Number 9, Patchouli. You either loved it or you just couldn't stand it. Patchouli was the ultimate love it or hate it scent of the 70s. Earthy, musky, and a little spicy, it became the unofficial perfume of the free-spirited crowd. Hippies, activists, and flower children dabbed it on like armor. But mainstream America, they weren't sold. Some said it smelled like dirt. Others said it reminded them of a dusty record store. It wasn't exactly a crowd pleaser at first. But as the natural beauty movement grew, Patchouli found its fan base. It became cool to smell like the earth. It was a rebellion against synthetic perfumes, a statement. Eventually, the scent moved from Woodstock fields to perfume counters. Luxury brands started blending patchouli into their fragrances, and now it's the base note in many designer perfumes around the world. Not bad for a scent people used to roast. Let's close this out with the icy queen herself, Noxzema. If you had a mom, auntie, or grandma in the 70s, chances are there was a blue jar of Noxzema in the medicine cabinet. This thick, cold cream smelled like eucalyptus, tingled like mint, and confused a lot of people. Was it a cleanser, a mask, a moisturizer? The answer, yes and no. Noxzema was whatever you wanted it to be. It claimed to clear up acne, refresh the skin, and leave you glowing. At first, the texture threw people off. It was blue and cold and weirdly satisfying to scoop. But once people got used to it, oh, they were hooked. That menthol hit, addictive. That tight, clean skin feeling, magical. Teenagers swore by it. Models used it before shoots. It was on bathroom shelves across the country, and decades later, it's still around. because sometimes the strangest potions are the ones that stick. And we've come to the end of our list, 10 beauty trends from the 1970s that people swore they'd never try until they did. Although these trends seemed ridiculous at first, they ended up shaping beauty culture as we know it. So next time you see a trend and think, nobody would ever wear that, remember the thin brows and blue eyeshadow. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you've ever rocked any of these looks, we need the receipts.